Hello world. Patricia O'Connor and Frida Reba Dorsey here. No no music today. Just gonna leave things a little hushed. It's been raining. The trees got watered for me, except for a few little pines that are a little farther back. I was able to water a few of those guys. Everybody else got watered. It's a 50-degree fall day, a little bit breezy. I'm thinking that I'm hopeful anyway. It's occurred to me, I was thinking that the way our fall has been playing out so far with the hot and cold and hot and cold, that we haven't been seeing a big rush of fall colors, like everything doesn't like start changing drastically over a weekend. I've just kind of so far been seeing the inner leaves, the things that get less light, starting to sign off early, and everything else is still kind of photosynthesizing. And I thought, well, if it just keeps doing that little at a time thing, we probably won't have some impressive weekend or some impressive few days of just beautiful colors. I had beautiful colors out of this trident maple last year, and my cypress and my dawn redwood also. The foliage on those guys were just vivid red. So today and yesterday and have been the kind of days that would lead to a quick turning of colors. And so I was, we are in for a few more days of this, is what they say, but they're not always. But it sure would be nice if I could see these guys go whole hog. Meanwhile, everybody else seems to be really enjoying the. It's a quiet, leisurely Sunday. I watched the U.S. Grand Prix earlier. I'm about to edit this video while probably watching some MotoGP. I don't always watch that, but it's kind of getting near the end of those guys' seasons, and they're just unbelievably talented on those motorcycles. So that's always fun to watch, kind of whenever the championships get close and the things are winding up. So that's just kind of what's going on my Sunday. Last night we brought in one of these little ponderosas, and we potted it up, and there she be, taking its place, getting some good rainwater. Here's a good look at this is our latest acquisition, that it's starting to it looks like it's settling in and recovering okay from shipping. I always worry about shipping, and then since I've gotten the tree, we've seen the temperatures go really high here. So, there wasn't really a strong indication or a strong feeling that we were really ever out of the woods on this guy. But I like what I'm seeing so far. The rest of our little trees are all greening up and looking good. I found a caterpillar in this one a little while ago, and I rooted that little sucker out of there with one of my weenie skewers. I could see that all of those needles were clustered together, and it was kind of weird time of the year for those still to be like bundled together like that. And I poked it with the weenie skewer and pulled up, and there was a caterpillar on the end of the stick. So yeah, he was going to town on the buds. Going to do a little late season decandling on that tiny little seedling. which a few years ago, someone told me that cutting candles on black pines wasn't an ancient Japanese secret. It came from Japan, or from the Japanese, but not that long ago. The story I heard was, and it'll relate to what I was just saying earlier. Someone in the Boone family had noticed that one of their pines had a candle eaten by some caterpillar or beetle or something, and just went to town and took out that candle. And then they then noticed a second flush, and that's when that became a practice, is what I was told. So yeah, believe it or don't, I heard that a couple of years ago. I believed it. It sounds reasonable. Some things that we think that are probably ancient practices aren't that old. I mean, for instance, before electricity, wire would have basically been mostly used up until like the 20th century. They used it for, bridge building and stuff, but that was still pretty late in the game. And before electricity, wire was mostly jewelry and stuff. So I doubt if people were wiring trees back in the day. I bet they were doing a lot of tying branches down. And you still see people do that today. Or people will take and wrap a tree around a chopstick and then lay another chopstick beside the first one, so that little tree will stay wrapped around it. And then they'll tie both chopsticks together with a piece of garden twine or jute or something. And from that, they can get a spiral in their tree that way, whereas we always do it. Anyway, it's a fall, beautiful day. Everything's really cool and crisp. And when our lights came down, the colors began to pop on these trees a little bit more. And I just thought that it would be a good time to show how everything. I'm really happy with the way the layout is currently. I think we're in a spot right now where everything is reasonably sustainable. I was just thinking the other day that there could be twice that many little pine trees. That's going well enough to where, rather than let more of my little pine tree seeds get old, I should probably start another 30 more. So yeah, that's something I think I'll get started on. I can do that in the kitchen anytime and then bring them out here once they get going. And I think also doing this at a time of year when the birds aren't nesting because I have that kind of control with the lights in the kitchen that I use to pop all of those seeds. That worked out really well. And I don't have to wait at a certain time of year to do that. And then once they get a little bit taller, about the time it will start making a mess on the kitchen counter, I can bring them out here. So easy peasy. Yeah, quick look at my California oak, and it is still making those little pretty little salmon colored shoots. And I'm letting them all extend out. I'm doing it a little differently than I'm doing the cork bark oak. It elongates and everything gets so fast that you end up with something that's a foot long that has 4 or 5 inches between the internodes, and that's just not, and then you lose all the leaves, farther back. You lose the back buds. So also I'm letting that guy flush out quite a bit at the base so that it fattens up some. But in the end, I don't know how well you can see it, but I want this, and I think there's one over here on this other side. I want that too. We also might be, looks like my lens is a little foggy. It is. It is a little foggy. Frida and I are really enjoying it. I would say I am. I think she is. Yeah, okay. Eye on the prize there. All right. Just a little 10-minute bit. Pines are all looking good. The oaks are looking good. This weather is the kind of weather that washes anything that's on that guy off. I'm all for that. And it's putting up buds all over the place. I'm going to let the cork bark recover, whatever that means. Make sure it stays well watered, and probably need to throw some more bio gold to it and a few other trees and do some weeding. I've got some weeding ahead of me, but maybe instead of just doing that off camera, I'll bring them in and we'll do shows on the bench where I'll weed things that are grossly overgrown. Like and subscribe if you guys have not already. Our next drop may very well be this very evening. We're going into our week. The Mill Gods are promising a new camera midweek, so I'm looking forward to that. Also, I'll be boxing this one up and sending it back to the fine folks at Apple so that they can do whatever they're going to do to that. It's been a good little phone for the last couple of years. We've made about 500 videos. No, I've split it up between that and my backup. I would say I've made several hundred videos easy on this, maybe closer to over 300 videos on this one iPhone. So that's been a pretty good run, especially when you consider that I didn't really go to a lot of links to learn to use it. I just kind of pointed it and turned it on, and there we go. But it's not like I have lens choices with this thing either. But here lately I have started playing with the settings because why not? We need to learn sooner or later. Anyway, thank you so much for watching.